Okay, it should come in here now. Let's see here. It says we're live, Dylan. But I don't see it on here. Oh, live, right there, right there. Look.
Let me hold the phone.
Okay, we have to turn it down, though, so that we don't have it. Otherwise, it's going to be... Okay, so people are coming in on here. Okay, so Dylan's down here with me. We're delayed from this, though, Dill.
Yeah, okay. Let me hold it.
So, I just came back from Dallas. Dylan, you're not in the video. Or no, you are in the video. Why are you not in the video there?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So, I just came back from Dallas. Okay, we're centered better. Man, Dylan, you look a lot younger than me.
Maybe because I am.
So, I go into this music store called Guitar Sanctuary down in Dallas. I was there for the festival. And they said... and the guy sees Rhett. I was in there with Rhett, and he sees Rhett, and he goes,
peeps.
And he goes, man, I know you, Rhett, right? And he says, yeah, and he goes, oh, you're Dylan's dad.
Yeah, I'm more popular than you.
Dylan, watch it, okay? Wise guy.
Sure.
Dylan just came down here for a second. He's actually busy. He's making a video on. What are you making a video on?
I don't know. I'm just playing around.
Is it for your channel?
No.
I don't understand why you need to do it.
Because I'm just playing around, okay?
All right. Anybody have any questions for Dylan? Anything?
I have to answer questions now.
No, you don't have to answer questions. Okay, you can go upstairs.
You said, okay.
Bring the chair with you,
I'll
Dylan.
just put it right here.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Bye.
Let me know if you have any questions, all right? China Mike, what's up? Green Arrow, Martin, Joe, Andrea, everybody. Jack, IBJI, Ronnie, Martin, good to see everyone. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, Deb, a lot of stuff to talk about here. I want to talk about my experience at this festival. It was kind of a profound experience because I only went to the first night of it, and I did a live stream on the main channel, and I don't know how many of you saw it, but I talked a little bit about it, but I got to talk to a bunch of people. Billy Gibbons I met for the first time, and he was extremely nice, totally with it guy. But all these people that I saw are all in their mid-70s, and there's no one to replace them. There are people, but there's not a movement in music. Because rock as a movement is not progressing in the same way. The one bright spot was Marcus King, who has been here in the studio before, and he's a great guitar player. He's in his early 20s and a great singer. And he reminds me of the old school, he's like the Allman Brothers or something watching him play, but his playing is great. He's a great rock guitar player. He's got jazz influence in there. So, and I saw Peter Frampton play with Eric Clapton. It's the first time they've ever played together. And Peter was very touched. Let's see here. Where did I go? Oh, it was in Dallas. That's where it was. Yeah, Marcus kills it. I see people saying they've seen Marcus and he kills it. He's incredibly good. How's the ear training app going? Aaron is going to be here this week so we can get out the first draft. The only thing that's holding us up is that there are actually some there's some legal things that we need to do that lawyers have to do that are things called terms of use, when you have when you have something like this that's a web-based app, you have to that you collect people's data, and the data that we're collecting is responses, from their taking of tests and things like that. You have to have terms of use for how you handle people's, whatever minimal data you collect. These are things that although the lawyer I talked to told me that we're not really collecting data on people, but we still have to have these. There's some things that need to be on the website in order for it to be. There's a lot of logistical things that you have to do. So, okay. See, Matt R says Vinny's podcast is stellar. It's so good. Any of you that haven't subscribed to Vinny Colaiuta's Breakfast with Vinny podcast, do it. It's fantastic. Frampton and Clapton, both their last names add with ton. That's very true. That never occurred to me. Did I get to jam with Victor at his camp? No, they asked me to jam about 5 times. I didn't jam. I was like, Victor, I don't jam. He wanted me to play. He wanted me to come up and play with him after dinner. I played with Bob Franceschini, who's this great sax player that Victor plays with all the time. He tours with a lot. And Bob and I taught a theory, an ear training class and a theory clinic together. And he and I played. But breakfast is now fortified with Vinny. Yeah, the Victor interview, China Mike just said, China Guitar Skeptic, my good friend, he just said, great video with Victor. And Victor is, as you know from seeing the video, is an incredibly great human being. So there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight. One of the things is my content. And my live stream I did today was a whiteboard live stream, old school. It looked better because I used my good camera here that I'm using now, but this is the kind of content that you're going to expect to see from me again. It's content that is reminiscent of the early times in my channel. I've proven everything that I need to prove on my channel as far as the subscribers and things like that. That is, I'll still make my fun videos because these videos, my top 20 lists and things like that are fun. But that's not going to be the gist of the channel. The channel's going to go back to composition and film scoring and improvisation and harmony and things like that with better production values. I'm going to take some of the old videos that I did. I'm going to remake them properly. I have 900,000 more subscribers than I had when I made my first What Makes This Song Great video. You'll notice I've done almost none of them in the past month. I did one, and I did one last month. And I still got 100,000 subscribers over the course of 4 weeks, which is hard to believe, but I'm not going to think about that anymore because that is not what the mission of this channel ever was or is or ever was. The mission of the channel is to create education for people. And also it is things that are creative to me. Yeah, my count went way up for the Buckley video, I know, just by calling it What Makes This Song Great. I'll still do those videos. I'll do one a month maybe. I'll do a countdown list because they're fun. You guys know that I have fun making those videos, but that's not going to be the gist of the channel. The channel is going to go back to the original kind of content. I reached out to Pat Metheny again to try and interview him. I haven't heard back. I'm not going to give up. I have an interview with Antonio Sanchez. I did my interview on Instagram with Vinny yesterday. I interviewed Victor. The Victor video's gotten 50,000 views. You know, it's not the blockbuster video like when I interviewed Larry Carlton or Frank Gambale that get 200,000, or Vinny got 200,000. But Victor's will get 200,000 views over time. But that doesn't matter. What matters is getting people on that say the things like Victor that talk about music in that way, or Larry Carlton or Frank Gambale, or you know, these people, Antonio Sanchez that I'm going to interview. I mean, I don't know how many people know Antonio Sanchez, but he did one of the biggest soundtracks. He won the Oscar for Best Soundtrack 3 years ago or so for Birdman, but he happens to be one of the best jazz drummers in the world. And I've been and I have been talking with my good friend Peter Smart lately. We were video chatting the other day, and Peter, I'm sure Peter will watch this tomorrow, but he texted me after the video today, and he goes, there we go, about the old school whiteboard video. Just getting back and reacquainting people. There's a lot of people that were on there. They've never seen any of that stuff. They've never seen those old videos. What every pro musician needs to know. You know, I used to do things on the, you know, how the pros use compression, how the pros use EQ, videos like that too. And I want to do more videos like that, but with a higher production value. So anyways, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to come on here and talk about this because you guys are the people that really have been with the channel. I think it was Rich said you joined at 35,000. I'd like to know here when people joined my channel, how many subscribers. If you know, just put it in the chat right now, because this would be incredibly instructive to me. This is really important. This is the most important thing to me. Is the content on my main channel and the legacy I want to leave behind, and it's not clickbait videos, you know. I've been really working hard to get the Beato book, the 3.0 update out. We've been working really hard on the ear training course, and these are just about to come to fruition. Like I said, Aaron will be here all this week. We'll be working on that, but expect to see some composition videos of mine, some remaking some of these mode videos that I did, because those are important. Some film composing videos. On the What Makes This Song Great, those will still happen, like I said, but, you know, a couple of months maybe, like that. So almost 2 years, joined at 50. JW joined at 50,000. Wow. May last year. March or January 17th, Joe, of 2017, March or April. Wow. You found my site, Tyler, after Holdsworth died. That was way early in the channel. 2 years ago, Martin. Okay. Early 2016. before the Steve Vai video, Shane. That was a long time ago. That was early in the channel. Am I drinking olive oil straight from the bottle? It looks like it. TG, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Autumn 2017 by Adam Neely's recommendation. There you go. Audrey, let's see. Thinking a few months into 2017 after the first Apple rant. Michael, 90,000. Derek, late last year. You saw the Apple video in your recommendation. RC says, what was my reaction to Rick Ocasek and Eddie Money dying? It's very sad. I'm going to be doing a Cars What Makes This Song Great. I was a very big Cars fan. Year and a half ago, Chops, you've been here a long time. IBJI, you've been here since 2016. I know that. JW Carmen video. Robert, subscribed early in the year in 2019, but watch a bunch before that. Joined after my first What Makes This Song Great video. Okay, that was a year and a half ago. That was January 2018. Spread Triads video, where I said I learned these things 30 years ago. Was that in the car, I think? That I was like, I'm going to talk about this. I used to do my intros in the car driving to Starbucks in the morning, wearing my hat, and I'd say, no, I actually learned that 30 years ago. You were here before I started making the guitar 1929-69 video. Awesome. In the car, your channel is the only music channel. There we go. I like it, TG. Steve, you joined at 38,000 subscribers after seeing one of my drum tuning videos. Wow. Andrea, before the first theory contest. Oh man, that was a long time ago. Steve joined at 38,000 after seeing what. Okay, the video shot well in the grocery store. Oh my God, that was the vlog that Aaron did. That was 2017. Matt, thank you, Matt. Rick, your one channel I will drop what I'm doing to watch. Best on YouTube. Thank you for all the knowledge. Watching at work is the best. LOL. There you go. Watch at work. That's what I say. Let's see. Ascertain 20. I watch you. You ought to know what makes this song great. Went down the rabbit hole after that. There you go. Taking the kids to school. The only music channel. There you go, Marley. Joined early 2016. Juan. Chops, I don't even like Spotify music playlist you send. You even like the Spotify music playlist I send out. Robert, you joined before the Steve I video interview. I want to say that was 2017 early when I did those videos. Tyler, during What Makes Us Hungry, I sold Chris and said, that's what rock and roll, and you had to subscribe. That's rock and roll. You had to subscribe finally. I love that. This is so fun to read this. The Chris Cornell In Memory video. Oh, man. That was brutal. Where do you go to contribute? Oh, I'm having a sale on my thing, just in case you didn't watch the video. It's RB101, 30% off the new book. For those of you that it's 30% off anything in my store. If you want to contribute, buy a t-shirt, buy a coffee mug, whatever. Let's see here. Rich, love your channel. Keep going. Cheers from Argentina for Chris Cornell's death. 2 years it's been, yeah. I still watch music there. What every pro should know about once a month or so, to see if you know everything on there. Right? That's Chip. Right before you interviewed Aunt Penny, I gotta call Aunt Penny. I was gonna call her tonight. It's too late now, I think. You get hooked after watching the early Dylan stuff. Will I ever do a What Makes This Song Great on Foreigner? Probably, yeah. Tyler and Swerve Driver totally sold me there. Longtime fan. Love Swerve Driver. Lonnie saw the grocery shopping video, but don't remember if I was subscribed at the time. Andrea, I studied with the best teacher in the world, and you remembered me about them. Reminded me you about them. What's up, Dean? Jim, if you want to print the book, just email me. I'll send you a little release letter. Really talk to the copy place that you're going to do it, and they always have. I have to email them. Just give me their email, and I'll just email them. Do it all the time. Let's see. Wishnewski. You are the only music YouTuber whose videos you feel fresh and lay into the all-connected system. Awesome. Cass, any other songwriters between chord tones on strong beats? Non-chord tones on weak beats. Occasionally non-chord tones on strong beats. That's where you get your color tones. Just don't use too many of them. Don't use a bunch in a row. Mugs and the modes. I like that. That's got a nice alliteration to it, Martin. David, you joined way before the 2018 masterclass, waiting for the next. I literally forgot to do the masterclass this year. Hyperboiled Kid, let's see. Hyperboiled Kid? Is that it? You're hunting for that WoW guitar widener that Randy Staub used. You've been hunting for that. They're not easy to find. Is there a specific guitar that I gravitate to as a well-rounded guitar? I'm not sure. I like my Telly a lot. I do like my Telly, although I haven't played that in my videos lately. I'm gonna be playing more guitars here. Let's see here. Mike, wonderful history of generous teachings. Thank you. Hackintosh video, TG was great, especially after Apple Ramp. Shane, I love the music listening live chats you put in music and talk about it. You did an hour of Matheny. I will be doing that. Tom, really missing your channel these days. I'm on a 400-acre ranch with terrible internet connection. Poor you. LOL. Tom, man, 400-acre ranch. You're slumming it. A-Jog, you've been watching for a couple years. Love that. I'll share them with Twitter and YouTube. Awesome. Matt R. Vinny invaded your IG, so he won't need to text you tonight. LOL. He texted me tonight. Rick, 1 year ago, 60 years old, and most here is far beyond your knowledge and abilities. You still enjoy and watch everything. That's the thing, is if you can engage people, even if they don't understand what you're talking about, that's a win right there. Do I know who my first subscriber was? Probably one of my siblings or my mom was my first subscriber. I started my YouTube channel in 2007 when Dylan was born. And I did a video, my first videos, which are hidden, are when Dylan was about 3 weeks old. I have a video. Dylan turned over when he was 3 weeks old. I know it sounds ridiculous. I told my mom, she says, I don't believe it. My mom, we had 7 kids. She said, I don't believe it. I said, I got a video, Mom. All right, well, how can you send it to me? I said, I'm going to put it on this thing called YouTube. So I put it on YouTube and I sent it to my mom. and she watched it. I talked to her over the phone when she watched it. So my mom was probably my first subscriber. Yeah. Because I thought, how can I show this video to mom? Because you couldn't share videos. You couldn't email them back then. So I put it on YouTube. Let's see. Chopin broccoli. Chopping broccoli, yeah. Joined before Cornell's death, so more than a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago, Cornell's death. It was 2 years ago. Tom Petty, what makes a song great, hooked it for you. That was Oleg. Well, I'm not even trying to pronounce that. Boreo gun. Oh man, it's probably something that's easy that I'm not picking up. Was on the hook, and I listened to the entire catalog. Went through great appreciation, mastery content. Thank you very much. Any word on the SG from Dean? So Dave told me on the SG, as far as the headstock, Dean, he told me not to worry about it, that it's not that big a deal. It's not going to split anymore. Don't sweat it. From the humidity. So interesting. So I talked to Rhett today. We've been talking about the NAMM show for next year. And in January, about maybe doing something, me, Rhett, and Dave, a talk. And he said, what about doing something at NAMM? And so we might do, I think we're going to do something. The three of us are going to do a talk for those of you that go to NAMM in Anaheim this January. So we'll see what happens with that. That's kind of an interesting thing. What are my chances of getting John Paul Jones? Still waiting for John Anderson. I don't know. We'll see. Andre, a guy asked me which book to buy. I was saying the Beato book. He said it has to be Italian, so we need that, and I can do that. Cold as ice. Are you the guy that Wisniewski? Or are you the guy that does bases? No, there's probably someone that do a similar name. Interesting, Monty. What's up, Monty? Karthik says, one of your favorite videos of mine is 4 chords to modernize your sound. Highly recommend it for anyone. I like that. Official Steven. What's up, Steven? Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Steven, that's very, very nice. Let's see here. Jason, hey Rick, loved your interview with Victor. I'm reading it off here because when I do it with the camera, I can't read the screen over here. That's on the computer. Excuse me, everybody. So I have to read off my phone. That's the only way I figured out how to do this. But I think it works okay. Frank, rewatching the whiteboard videos is always worthwhile. Tom, you bring excitement to my channel. You bringing excitement to your channel is everything. Angry Shoebox, really a trip hearing Pat Metheny's song on FM AOR radio back in the day. Yeah. China Mike, I love the feeling of it being easily above my head, but still making way too much sense for the non-reader. You know that so I tried to connect ideas, even complex ideas, with simple ideas as far as the content. I feel that that since everyone learns differently, there are different ways to kind of bring together knowledge. A lot of people are ear learners. Some people are visual learners, and so demonstrating things. It might be an overhead piano video. It might be, something where I play something and they hear it and they say, "Oh, I recognize that. Yeah, I like the sound of that." Everybody has a different way. People think that I'm an ear learner, and I do depend on my ear quite a lot, but I actually remember things more when I read them. I was when I'm visualizing music. If I look at a page of music, I've mentioned this before, that I used to do this thing where I'd open up the real book, and I had one of my students open up the real book to any page. I'd memorize a song, a tune in 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the most. I'd just scan it quickly. I'd memorize the thing, and then I would see the lead sheet, and I could tell you the whole chord progression of it. And that was something that I think that's a skill that everybody should be, that's a skill at least to strive for. Is that visualization. Visualizing, I'm going to give you an example. So I did this experiment with Dylan. I do it with all the kids, but when Dylan started taking Mandarin in school, he takes German now. So there's a thing called a trail list. And a trail list could be something like you count. I've used this example before, but you count to 10. And you switch languages. So you'd go English, German, Mandarin, English, German, Mandarin. So 1, 4, and 1, 4, and 7 would be 1, 4, 7, and 10 would be, is that right? Yeah, would be English. Okay, so 2, 5, 8 would be in German, and then the rest of the ones would be in Mandarin. So you're quickly switching English, German, Mandarin, English, German, Mandarin, and then in the way back you count. You reverse it or something, you count down. And what that does, in order to keep track of where you are, you have to visualize the numbers. So you actually see the numbers in your mind's eye, and that's what helps you keep track, because you can't do it by mentally switching. If you say the number 9 in English, or let's see, E is 1. Or R is 2 in Mandarin. Okay, so R is 2. So if I say 1 R, 1, 2, 3 is 3 in German. As I'm saying those, and then I think 4, I have to somehow keep track of where I am. And on the languages that are not native, it's difficult because it's a comparative. You're comparing them to the numbers. And the way that you do it is you visualize them. So this visualization, or seeing the lead sheet, is what I used to call it. And I'd have my students recite out the chord progressions. I use an example of all the things you are. And I said, in order to improvise over something, you have to be able to speak the chord progression fast enough. F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat major 7, D minor 7, G 7, C major 7, C minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, A minor 7, D 7, G major 7, B minor, B minor 7, E 7 flat 9, A minor 7, D 7, G major 7, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B 7 flat 9, E major 7, C sharp 7, or C 7 altered, F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat major 7, D flat minor 7, G flat 7, C minor 7, B diminished 7th, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, G minor 7 flat 5, C 7 flat 9, and then you're back to the top. So what I'm doing is I'm visualizing that chord sheet in my head. Now, if I'm going to play something, though, let's say if I'm going to improvise, right, over the chord progression, I cannot improvise if I can't visualize. So improvising and visualizing are really crucial. Okay, so the first chord in All Things You Are is F minor 7. Okay. Okay, so that's really the first part. So here's, I'll make a simple idea. So I played an F minor 7. And I landed on this B, this A flat, which is the 7th of B flat minor 7. No. So I went. Then I ended on the 5th of A flat major 7. You can hear the chord progression. And then I'm going to go, I'm on D minor 7. And I played C minor 7 to F minor 7. Then I'm on, so I did A flat major 7, then it goes up to that. So you can hear those chords going, and I'm seeing them. I'm seeing the lead sheet, every bar of it, in my head, and I'm playing over it. If I can't see it and I can't hear it, then I can't play it. So I'm doing that trail list in my brain. I'm just seeing that chord progression move. F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat major 7, D minor 7, G 7, C major 7 for 2 bars. C minor 7, F minor 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, F, A minor 7, D 7. So that's the chord progression for All the Things You Are. I cannot improvise it if I can't see it and hear it, right? guys can hear, I know you can hear the chord progression going as I'm playing it. I'm not just randomly picking out notes. I am outlining every chord so clearly. I'm playing chord tones on strong beats. I'm playing non-chord tones and passing tones on weak beats. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. A lot of comments here. I get it now. I just need to practice the chords. I bet he sees both at the same time. Let's see here. I see dead people. I just see boxes and triangles. I should make a VR app. Rodney, that is a great idea. Wow. Just did really badly in an audition. Kind of depressed. Please give me any advice. Okay, you did badly in an audition, so did I. And 6 years later, I was teaching at the college that I auditioned and didn't get in. There you go. You can do it. Like my mom said, you can do it. Isn't naughty, China Mike? I don't follow the theory, but enjoy the playing. That's everything, man. It's always about enjoying the playing. Bro, it's 5 a.m. I love it. Rodney, the point I think you visualize so you can play what you hear in your head or improvise. It's just one piece of my brain. Not the jazziest guitar in the stable. It's not. No, but it's loud, isn't it? DJ, so are you kind of seeing the chord relationships vertically while you list them? That's a very interesting question. Yes, I'm seeing the I'm thinking of the individual chords, really. I do think of the progressions, but I'm not playing I'm not playing blanket chord scales over each chord. I'm playing over each progression. When it goes to C major from a D flat major 7, I'm finding that note on the downbeat that is actually not in the original key and is in the new key, right? So you can see. So. No. Sir. It's really hard to keep track of all of the stuff and to play over them. The jazz is really that's the most difficult thing to improvise when you have all of these chord progressions going and you're trying to make sense and really thread the needle, as I like to call it. Let's see, Bill. For example, would you go through the calling out the minor third of the flat 7 or whatever, get you thinking within the chord progression? Let's see here. Let me look at some. DJ says, I mean, if it's a bunch of 2/5s, you're kind of doing the math on the fly with the destination of the final chord. I'm literally playing over each chord, knowing where the destination of where I want to go. But every time the chord changes, I'm gonna be going to an important note on that chord. If I have this. So I'm playing over each individual chord. That's the only way I can think of it. I can think about the guide tones. Let's see. So I'm going. Right. All right. That's more of a common tone melody. Let's see. Right. So I'm trying to. Right? Anyways, so there's, I'm thinking hard. I'm listening. Let's see here. Let's see here. Am I seeing the destination chord shape on the fretboard and then picking one of the chord tones to land on? I'm hearing the destination tone and picking one of the chord tones to land on. Yes. Yes. Jeffrey asks, okay, what I'm trying to ask is, do you have a scale pattern as a reference point? Yes, I do have a scale. I do have a scale. I know where those notes are in the scale, and then I also know where the arpeggios are. Let's see. Rick says, whoa, light bulb just went off. It's analogous to crossing a pond by stepping on the stones. Each stone is a guide tone from the chords beneath the surface of the water. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Now, if you don't know where these scales are, you can't play any of the in-between notes, right? So, if it's the sixth chord and I'm playing this F minor 7, I know it's an A flat major and I'm playing here, or I'm playing here. I can see that chord. I can see it right there. That's it. F minor, just strictly. Then B flat minor 7. E flat 7. Yes, but I know where these are. I'm in E flat major. There. And I know A flat major here. 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 I know it everywhere on the neck. I know A flat major everywhere. So, and I know where every one of those arpeggio notes are. F minor, when it goes to B flat minor, I know where the arpeggio is. And I know where it is. I know where it is here. And I know where the scale is there, right? And then on the E flat 7. Right there, I know that arpeggio, and I know where the scale tones are. And if I make it altered, and I know I'm going to end up on the third of that A flat major 7 chord. Right, or always hear those chord changes when they're happening, though. I'm always going to that note in that new key right on the downbeat, unless it's some type of a delayed resolution. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. I think you play it. You hear. I think that. Me playing it and you listening to it is really how people I think that's how you internalize these things. You hear the sound, you have someone demonstrating that it's doing it properly, and you hear the sounds and when they change. Let's see here. Do I miss performing on Saturday night? I never performed on Saturday night. It ain't hard, but it ain't easy. Flying pinky equals weak pinky. I don't know what that means. If you are playing with someone and have no idea where the progression is, like how I play along with these videos, you use your ear to create the visual of the chord progression. Correct. Yes. No, I use my note choices to provide the visual for the chord progression. I don't worry about the flying pinky. Is somebody saying something about my flying pinky? Pat Methinky has a you play every note and notice your pinky doesn't want to stay close to the fretboard. That's a flying pinky. Yeah, well, most players that I know that play great don't worry about that. Most of them lift their pinky up high. It's however you get the stuff out. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate that. Do I use the altered scale version of the pentatonic scale? Absolutely. So bebop is just connecting diatonic arpeggios and playing them over chord changes? Not really. Dean, sorry to keep repeating myself. I thought that when Victor said that you're giving out the musical truth was awesome. I like that too. That was good. That was cool. As a piano player, it's easy to follow your fingers on the piano, understanding visually what you're doing. Any idea how we can improve visually? I'm not really looking necessarily at my hands. You should be playing the intervals by ear. You know the scale fingerings, and then you figure out how to connect them. But you got to know the scales. You got to know the arpeggios. I mean, there's no getting around the knowledge that you need to have to be able to do this, to be able to really improvise well. There's no shortcut to it. There really isn't. Speaking of improvising, I asked Victor about improvising on purpose. I'm trying to make a point about it. One of the things that was really evident last night at the Crossroads Festival, everybody up there improvises. Sonny Landreth, Eric Clapton, Peter Frampton, Marcus King. Every person up there is improvising. John Mayer, doesn't matter. They're all improvising. Every one of them improvised. And that's a lost art, honestly. I see a lot of people on Instagram, and most of their stuff that they play is worked out. It's not improvised. And that's okay. That's like playing a classical piece, though, really. The only way that you engage people, I think, or one of the main ways to engage people is by making things different every night. This has been the success of the Grateful Dead, of Fish, of the Allman Brothers, Led Zeppelin. Their live shows were different every night. They had different energy every night. Sometimes you want to play that one lick and just sustain it and just keep going on it. Same lick over and over and over and over and over. Bring the audience into, to this frenzy. That's what improvising does. You can read the crowd and you can play to the crowd. But if you have a worked out piece that you're playing, I mean, if it's Hotel California, okay, fine. You're not going to improvise in that. or maybe you pick your spots that you do. But I think that it's improvising is what is missing from. That's what's missing from rock music now is improvising. It's missing from all music for the most part. Thank you, Phil. How was Crossroads? It was good. I talked a lot about it at the beginning of this video. It was really good, though. It was good. It was depressing, though. You know, these guys that I love are all old, and that bums me out. Michelle says, I think you're the luckiest man on earth able to go and see those great musicians. Did I ever see Zeppelin live? I did not, Deb. Not quite old enough. And I've lived in Rochester, New York. How was Kurt Rosenwinkel's set? It was very good, Monty. I don't think that people got it there, though. I don't think that they understood it. I talked to Kurt after the show. I'd never met him before, and I think I was talking about this earlier, was I? I got introduced to him by my friend Peter Stroud. Peter plays with... No, that's not right. No. The guy that produced his new record, his name was... his name was Paul. Paul came up to me and says, I love your channel. He says, I'm friends with Gary Husband, and I think he produced Kurt's new record. We were talking about it. And then Kurt came walking down the stairs. We were backstage at there's a Gibson room, and he introduced me to Paul, or to Kurt. And Kurt, he said, you should check out Rick's channel. Kurt had never, I don't think Kurt was a YouTube guy. He was like, cool. But then the rest of his band came over and started talking to me. Every one of them. They all watch my channel. And so it was really fascinating. He had this other guitar player that was Brazilian that was singing. It was fantastic too. Whole band was good. So I'll probably have Kurt on sometime in the future. We exchanged emails, and so yeah, that will definitely happen at some point. He lives in Berlin though, so we'll see. We'll have to figure out how that's gonna work logistically. Let's see here. Tom Knight says Led Zeppelin played Rochester on September 11th, 1971. Well, I was 9 then. Kurt is an elusive kind of guy. Yeah, I could see that. Swerve Driver's coming to Atlanta soon. Monty, Kurt is your bud? Is he really your friend? Cool. Awesome. He seemed like a nice guy. You can't have nostalgia if it doesn't get old. I'm going to think about that. Dave keeps saying, hold this ice solo, don't fear the Reaper solo. I don't know what that means. You want me to do something about those? 5 months old. What's up, Rob? Good to see you. I'm drinking one of those aloe drinks. I am. Anyways, So that's kind of I have to say I was really depressed about this today. Here I go with a depressed thing again. It's tough to see those guys get old. I'll say Eric Clapton looked great. He's aged very well. He's got all his hair. He was pretty fit. He played guitar really well. His acoustic set was fantastic. He sang great. He didn't have to tune down. Frampton never tunes down. Never. It's unbelievable. Frampton never had to tune down. He can hit every Frampton song. So, but I'm hopeful. Marcus King, if we could get another 5 Marcus Kings, or people that can play like that, not Greta Van Fleet, Marcus King. Something that's real that with improvising. It's not a kind of put up thing. I'm not saying that Greta Van Fleet is bad. I'm just saying that Marcus King's the real deal. He is. He's great. He was really exciting watching him last night. It was really the kind of youthful exuberance that was missing from the show. But all in all, I think it was a great experience. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about tonight. But like I said, expect to see my content going more towards my original content that you guys subscribe to my channel for over the next couple weeks. That's all for now. Please subscribe here if you haven't. Beato book, anything in my stores, 30% off tonight till tomorrow. RB101. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you.